Say go. Say cool. Say cool. Say go. Say go. Say cool. Say cool. Spell it out. WAZZU. We all bleed crimson and we bleed gray too. Say go. Say go. Say cool. Say cool. Say go. Say go. Say cool. Say cool. Now isn't it great?
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening to the special edition Hollering with Hollenbeck. We don't know what we're calling it. I think, well, I'll tell Joey what I want to call it here in a second.
It's the Cougar edition.
The Cougar edition. We're talking about the last game against Oregon State, and we're going to look forward towards Oregon coming up, ranked 11 Oregon. We got Joey Hollenbeck on the mic.
Go Cougs.
And we're ready to rock it. Joey, quick history if people don't know. Why are you associated with the Washington State Cougars?
Played at Washington State from 98 to 2001, and I'm a huge fan.
just a big fan over here. Just really excited about that football game.
I know.
Dude, seriously, before we jump into all this, did you even picture Wazoo taking the field this year with the pandemic and all that? Does this feel like a gift, kind of?
Of course. I was a little disappointed when they said no football. Mm-hmm. And then I saw hope when some of the other Big Ten and different things said that they were going to play. So I was like, okay, we got hope. And then trickle-down effect, of course. Next thing you know, I read an article. Pac-12's talking. We'll see. Oh.
Arms tingling a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Getting a little excited?
I was pumped. And then they dropped November 7th, and I was like, let's go.
Let's
countdown.
Go. Yeah.
And then I had no idea what to expect from these guys. And then, boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom is right. So let's jump right into the boom on that. Delora. Holy cow.
He looked legit.
True freshman out there just dropping dimes.
I was very skeptical of what Rolo was doing. I mean, I know he's a coach, obviously. He makes the decisions. But I was skeptical on what he was doing because, let's face it, it's been a quarterback school for how many years prior to Rolo? There's good quarterbacks that are definitely in the ranks there. Fifth-year seniors, whatever that looks like. And so to get the word that he's starting a freshman, I was like, okay. So I'm assuming some of these quarterbacks are probably going to transfer, which whatever. And I was up in the air. I didn't know if they were going to what this quarterback was going to do. Lo and behold, we got a mini Kyler Murray on our hands.
Mini Kyler Murray, 227 yards in the air. I think he had like 49 yards rushing or something like that, 40-something yards rushing. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception that if he had a little bit more air underneath it, it was going into the end zone.
I feel like that, though, is the dude was in high school not that long ago. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that is literally just learning the game at a different level of play. And those are little things he's going to pick up on. And 4 years from now, oh, buddy.
Dude's legit.
Yeah, he's legit. He needs a little work on his hairdo. Hey, some of us all do.
Some of us all do. I don't know if that was a barb at me. The other thing I would have to say is that we had, and I say we because I'm a Cougar.
Okay.
Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Huge Coug fan.
Bullshit.
3 sacks on the game. Maybe 4. I think there might have been 4. 3.
The Cougs got.
Yeah, the Cougs got 3 sacks.
Finally.
There was pressure on the quarterback. Now, if we toss out the fourth quarter, because the fourth quarter they're airing the ball more. OSU's trying to get touchdowns, trying to catch up, all that. But really great pressure and good tackling. Like that was like it wasn't just bodies there and getting bounced off. They were actually bringing people down and great tackling. I'd have to say.
It was very nice to see a good rush from the defensive line, some penetration, get into the quarterback a few times, like you said. That's something we've seen few and far between in the last few years prior with Leach at the helm. So with Rolo here, it looks like their defense is dialed in, which when they first started this and said that they were going to play November 7th, there was an article I read or an interview I listened to that they were basically interviewing a defensive back, and he was like, this is the best defense Wazoo's ever seen. I mean, obviously that's bias or whatever. And
you got a little mad, a little bit. You got a little mad.
No. Well, he just meant like scheme-wise.
Oh, okay.
And, nobody knows that until you see them play, but they looked good, man. They looked good.
It
looked like a well-rounded football team where in the past, especially with Leach and that air raid offense that he would run, we would literally get caught we drive the field or have 2 huge plays and be in the red zone, and then the field shortens, right? And so then we couldn't do anything. We couldn't do anything.
Right.
It sucked.
And the thing is, they gave up stat lines. If you're looking at it, 329 yards in the air. They gave up about 130 yards rushing. But again, those guys are playing catch up, so they're going to get you're going to have a different type of deep defense at that point. But they kept the pressure on the quarterback. Listen to this. Looking ahead just a little bit, Oregon allowed no sacks last game.
Okay.
I'm interested to see that.
What's your prediction?
Well, we'll get there yet. We'll get there in a second.
No, I meant on sacks.
I think that Wazoo is going to at least get 2 or 3.
I was going to say 2.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that game. I think that we'll get there, but
we'll get there. We're getting there. Let's quickly back up into the game as the game went on. Starting right off the bat, Delora looking good, but then they got that third down, stopped at midfield. They did a little QB like option, and he handed off. The running back got stopped. I think if he would have kept it, he would have kept it rolling, but they got the ball right back. Defense got them the ball. Mm-hmm. Scored a touchdown in the air. Then they get in the second quarter, scored another touchdown. At that point, OSU started establishing the run. They were running really well in the second quarter against the Cougars.
Agreed.
But
it seems like they fixed it at halftime, though.
Right.
They fixed it. They did some stuff. They made some changes. Looks like they came back out ready to play to try to defend that run a little bit better for sure. Back to the run, though, real quick.
Yeah.
Borgie being out.
Yeah, I was wondering, where's this Borgie guy?
He's messed up his back or something.
Oh, no.
Something messed up. But that running back came to play, too.
He did.
He came to play. He impressed me a little bit, too, with him out. And Borgie supposed to be like the next best thing since McCaffrey, which I think he is.
Right.
But I was excited to see Borgie. Borgie obviously didn't play.
McIntosh
stepped up.
Yeah, McIntosh stepped up big time.
Yeah.
147 yards worth of stepping up on 18 carries. That's 8.2 yards average per carry.
It's impressive.
And we had some.
How old is he?
Do you know? I don't got the stats on that. I'm not some brainiac child.
Well, I was just curious if you knew what grade he was on or whatever.
But
sophomore.
I think he's too young for you though. I don't know if that's where you're going with this.
No, I was just wondering how many more years does he have? Because Borgie's out after this year.
Dion McIntosh is. Let's see here. Doesn't say. Doesn't have like a. You know what we need?
MK.
We need MK to
write a Wikipedia.
To put together. I like how we're on the same page with that. Anyway, I think it's like his second year or whatever, third year. But he came to play, and then on top of that, which I thought was impressive, is that they never let off the gas. The Cougs were ready to okay, we got the ball. We already got it's 7-0. We're going to go throw another touchdown. Hey, we're going to go. We're just got pass interference in the defense. He did throw an interception. Delora did throw an interception. But again, like you said, that's a high school kid going out playing college and throwing and it was close. It was close. If you got a little more air, that could have been another touchdown and back in it. And that was his only interception on the day. Only interception from a kid coming out of high school to play college football on the day.
On the road with OW. I will say the stats for the running back, got to give some props to the O-line too. The O-line looked good. The O-line looked aggressive. The O-line looked like they were making their blocks, that they were I don't know, they just looked aggressive. Overall
only gave up 1 sack.
Yeah. Overall well-rounded. Offensive line. Overall, the whole Coug. They faced the adversity throughout the game, right?
Yeah.
The interceptions, the PIs, the different things, the ups and downs with them, a close game to them pulling away a little bit. I don't know. It was really good to see it. Really good to see it. I'm excited for these guys, man.
Receiving wise, though, like OSU spread the ball out. It went to like 8 different receivers. Wazoo only to 4, and the trusted ones in a sense. I'm sure as a freshman quarterback, you're probably comfortable with just not throwing it all over.
Right.
You got your few guys at your first game. they're going to see
that could have been the scheme too. That could have been the scheme. Like, hey, let's not overcomplicate this. Let's get your feet wet a little bit.
Right.
Let's get you out there. Let's get you reading these different defenses, seeing what it's going to be like live. Getting after it and focus on these couple receivers you feel confident in, and then we'll add a little more every week.
Now, one big thing before we move on to the next game, what I liked to see was that, and I'm thinking to myself, it's like 11:30 at night, 11:15 at night. I'm on the couch, fire's blazing. I'm watching this game. By the way, kind of loved it. I got to tell you, a late Saturday night where I'm just on the couch and just there's still a live football game going on that I'm invested in.
It's great.
Oh, man. And then knowing that I'm going to wake up to watch the NFL, but that was perfect.
It's great. And, talking to people, they're like, dude, 7:30 game? I'm like, I get it. The Cougs are not picked to be at the top of the pack.
Right.
I don't mind the 7:30 game. We got an 8 o'clock game coming week after this.
Really?
Against Stanford.
Oh, yeah.
At Wazoo.
And that's going to be interesting. We're going to do that in a second. But I tell you, I'm thinking to myself as I'm in and out of sleep at this point, where I'm in that buzz feel. I'm like, oh, this feels so good, warmth, and watching the game, and just comfortable, ready to head to sleep. But I'm going to watch this game, and then all of a sudden OSU starts coming back.
I know.
And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I wonder if I'm thinking of it, there's got to be thousands.
Don't cook it.
Exactly. Don't do it. And they didn't. And it wasn't because they were relying on some last minute, he missed the field goal, they didn't cook it. It was like they stepped up. They thought about it. They had to have thought about it. It had to go. And they said, you know what? Not today. We're doing it. We're finishing the job.
New era. Coogan, it's done with. Whoever came up with that, I'd like to punch right in the ear.
Who
punches in the ear? I want to punch you right in the ear. Whoever came up with that, Coogan it.
Can I throw something out at you?
Every team who's ever played football has cooged it.
Exactly. And this is why I want to call the podcast Coogan It, to change the connotation. Listen, we start off strong.
I feel like that's a
strong.
bag over the head punch in the face from you. No one deep down inside, you bleed purple. I don't know.
I'm so crimson, I'm purple.
No.
That's the only reason why.
No.
It's that deep blood.
No.
Let's move on. Let's go to Oregon. All right, so Oregon, we've got ranked 11th, 4 p.m. Saturday game.
Fox.
Ready to roll. They played Stanford last week. Mm-hmm. They won. Wasn't a huge win, which is interesting because we're going to see Stanford in 2 weeks, like you said.
All right.
They allowed 200 yards rushing. They had themselves 4 rushing TDs. Oregon had 4 rushing TDs.
Okay.
So that is going to be probably a little bit different of what they're looking at, the Wazoo defense.
They're definitely scheming for the run, which is a fine line because you focus on the run, they're going to pass it, right?
Right.
That's what football's all about. So, I don't know. I'm sure they've seen enough film on Oregon to know what, we'll see. I don't know. I'm excited to see the game. But if I see the same Cougs that I saw last week with fixing some of the glitches that they had and fixing some of the, of course, it's the season opener with the mistakes, the little things with the QB that we have making a few of the young mistakes that are going to work. He'll work those things out. I think it's going to be a barn burner. Cougs come out on top.
Now, the Oregon defense, they did allow 2 rushing TDs, and they allowed for Austin Jones to have 100 yards on him. Now, passing wise, only 13 completions, 154 yards from the Stanford quarterback. No touchdowns. No passing touchdowns. So they are built as a passing defense, would you say, at this point? Or can you even say that yet?
Hard to say. I didn't see the game, and I don't know what Stanford threw at them.
Oregon, I'm telling you, they like to run it with multiple people. They had 5 different rushers rushing it, so that's probably where you're having a lot more fresh legs running against you. They are 6 receivers out there that have caught something. Yeah, they didn't get one sack on the day. That's crazy to me. An 11th ranked football team. You would think.
What was the final score on that?
The final score on that was, I want to say like 35-14. Yeah, 35-14. And it started out first quarter 7-7, then Oregon went up 14-7, and then 28-7 in the third, and then finished it off 35-14 in the fourth.
I think it's going to be a game. There's no question. Here's the thing. The freshman quarterback that we have, nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the scary thing about the Cougs this year is we have nothing to lose. We're picked, dead last. New quarterback, new coaching staff. How many new faces do we have?
1-0.
Come out swinging.
1-0.
Please overlook us, Pac-12, because we are coming in hot.
We're not what you think.
We're coming in hot.
And then we just slam them.
What do you think Oregon's going to be ranked up to this weekend after a loss?
After a loss, I got to see the other games, but if they lose to well, here's the question.
Where's Wazoo going?
Yes.
Exactly. That's what that was going to be my next question.
Like 25th, 24th, just blip on the radar just a little bit.
I don't know if they'll break the 25 after that. We knock off Stanford, we're there.
Starting out 3-0?
Yeah.
Now, is that in the players' minds right now, or are they just focused right now on Oregon?
I think they're just focused on they have to just be focused on Oregon. Short season. They don't have a ton of practice, right? I mean, they've had some, but not like you would have in years past. So I don't think they're looking that far ahead. You got 6 games.
6 games.
One at a time, knocking them off.
Yeah.
Plink.
Just go
plink,
as hard
plink.
as you can every week, nothing to lose.
Right.
And maybe as you and I both were kind of talking about this last week, we were thinking, is this not like a rebuilding season, but maybe this is just to get people's feet wet, and there are a lot of freshmen playing, and we're going to kind of get them some experience for next year. We're going to build off of that next year. After a 1-0 starting right off,
changes it up.
You kind of start thinking, okay,
we might be able to do something.
We can, yeah. He showed a lot. Dolores showed a lot.
A lot, bro. I like him. I like him a lot. If he stays healthy, he might not even be at Wazoo for 4 years.
We can go straight to the NFL.
Why not?
Drop it right in.
I mean, he's got a lot of work to do to get there, but I mean, 3 years of work, 3 more years of work. I mean, I don't even know. Are they counting this as a full season for them? I mean, how does that work?
I don't know. I heard red shirt, true freshmen, this and that, yada yada yada.
Huh.
But the most true freshmen you've ever seen on a Wazoo team was what I was reading. So I'm guessing they're counting it as a season.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know with 6 games, but I guess. But either way, give me your predictions.
I'm gonna say with Oregon, wouldn't it be sweet? Wouldn't it be flippin' sweet? I'm going to say that I'm just going kind of like chapter by chapter in a sense. I'm thinking like they're going to start off the first half rolling.
Oregon or us?
Wazoo. I think they're going to be rolling. I think they're going to keep that tempo going, keep it feeling good. I think maybe Delora might have 1 interception. They're playing with the higher defense. They're going to probably put more pressure on them. But I would at this point, man, I'm telling you, there was a couple of those QB options that he could have just kept and gone, and he did it in a couple of them. I think I see how those go. Anyway, sorry, I'm just formulating it. I'm going to say that Wazoo is gonna beat them. I think Oregon might be thinking to themselves, "Hey, we really handled that game against Stanford. We got another Stanford-esque type team coming our way. We're gonna beat them. It'll be like the same thing." And I think Wazoo's gonna have pedal to the metal. Just go as hard as you can. We're going to keep this momentum rolling. I'm going to give it, I'm going to say 30. I'm going to say it's a high scoring game, actually. I'm going to say 48 to like 45. Like it's going to be that close.
Wow. I like what you're saying. Trav. I think that they're going to come out swinging. I think that Oregon's going to give them some stuff that they obviously hadn't seen yet, obviously with second game in.
Sure.
Probably throw some monkey wrench at them a little bit. I think that there's going to be a time in the game similar to what we saw with Oregon State, where it's going to be an opportunity for one team to kind of pull away or to really make it evened up. I think it's going to be a fairly close game. I think it's going to come down to the wire. I'm calling Wazoo 31 and Oregon 24.
Wow. little lower of a game, almost half of what I'm thinking.
Yeah. We'll see. Either way, well, I think Wazoo comes out and surprises everybody. Then Wazoo gets on the map after this game. Then everybody's going to start headhunting Wazoo, and they got to really up their game.
What does Wazoo have to do in this upcoming game to make sure that they are stopping Oregon?
Well, they definitely need to stop the run.
Yes.
They definitely have to stop the run.
4 rushing touchdowns.
Their D-line needs to come out and play like they did last week, but better, even better. With the secondary locked on and linebackers coming downhill. Pressure from the D-line. I mean, I think they got a good scheme. Defense overall, Defense overall, I think that their scheme is good. They looked good. I think they're focusing on the things that hadn't been focused on in the past necessarily. And with the pass rush, with the different just the different scheme of it. So we got to stop the run first and foremost, because it sounds like to me that their pass game, from what we've seen thus far against Stanford, hasn't been anything real impressive.
I'm telling you, I got to tell you this. OSU, they started running the ball hard against Wazoo second quarter. Started getting some big, 15-yard runs.
I recall.
And now they're going up against 4 different people rushing touchdowns, I want to say, for Oregon. Maybe. So I'm a little like, uh-oh, kind of a thing.
Hey, we're 3 days away.
What does that defense do right now? I mean, are they are now they going to get way into their heads? Oh, they're gonna try running, then they're gonna try throwing some monkey wrenches at us. And
no, I don't think so. I think they take it one play at a time, see what they get, break it down each time they're off the field. Halftime, seriously, break it down, adapt and adjust to what they're throwing at them, and come back swinging. That's all they can do.
My confidence level is high on this game.
I am too. Though. And the thing is like I touched upon earlier, we knock off Oregon. Oregon basically, in a sense, kind of gets
16th,
pushed off
18th?
the map.
You think completely?
But I don't know completely, but Wazoo then, WSU, shows up in the map. People are talking about Wazoo then. At that point,
pressure's on
all the other teams are going to be like, okay, this team might not be a slouch. Now they're preparing a little differently. They're not to say they're not preparing for us anyways, but I don't know, buddy. I love the talk. I love the confidence that we're bringing to the table right now. It's so early though that I don't know. I don't know. I mean, those are my predictions, but I just don't know. Obviously, any given Saturday, you never know what's going to happen. But I don't know. I feel confident in this team for some reason. And that quarterback, I like him a lot. Rolo, great job, buddy. Great job.
Great find. Great job. Yeah. Great coaching. Great giving him the confidence to go out and just roll on the first game. If USC keeps it up.
Who's ranked right now? Just Oregon?
Oregon and USC. USC is 20th.
Okay.
So we got 2 ranked teams. Obviously, the Huskies haven't played a game yet.
We don't see SC until after UW?
No, yeah. So this is how it's looking. It's
December, first week in December.
It is, yeah. Or it goes Oregon this week, Stanford, Huskies, USC, Cal Bears. So you're seeing the Apple Cup kind of sandwiched in there.
Well, I like how they did that and kept it where it needed to be, like it always is. Right after Thanksgiving.
Right after when your gut's still full.
Oh, turkey Sammys.
All right, well, everyone, drop us a line, drop us questions, throw out what you want. We're going to bring in some guests here and there. And honestly, this is going to be a wild, fun 6 weeks. I'm excited. And I know Joey is ready to run through a friggin' wall like Kool-Aid.
Oh, let's go, Cougs.
All right, go Cougs.
Go Cougs.
Say go, say go, say Cougs, say go, say go, say go, say Cougs, say go. Spell it out, WAZZU. We all bleed crimson and we bleed gray too. Say go, say go, say Cougs, say go, say go, say go, say Cougs. Now isn't it great?